Here's how to log in, navigate to a page, add some basic content, and log out of Drupal. Okay, so you can start on any page on the college website and go to www.wellesley.edu/user. You can also get to this page anytime, the login page, by scrolling to the bottom of any web page and clicking Webmaster. On the Webmaster site, you'll find a spot to log in to Drupal. So I'm going to just use www.wellesley.edu/user. I hit return, and it asks me for my username and password. And these are the same as my usual Wellesley domain credentials. Once I log in, I get this black bar at the top, which lets me know that I am now logged into Drupal. I also get deposited on this sort of back-end page where I see a long list of sites on the left, and I can scroll down to the site that I'm going to look at, which is the test site. This is pretty tedious. So if I didn't want to do this, click on this link to go to the test site. I could also just change the URL from /user to test. You'll notice here that the URL is HTTPS. This is really important because if you take out the S here in HTTPS, it will look like you're not logged in and you'll lose that little black bar at the top. So make sure you keep HTTPS in the URL. I'm going to hit return. And here's a little sample website that I have for testing purposes. So really basic overview sort of stuff. Let me just show you a couple of things about Drupal. First of all, here we are on a page with subpages underneath it. And you'll see that I am logged in. I've got the black bar at the top. I have two tabs, one for contents, one for settings. Under contents, I can do things like add more content or reorder the existing content on the page. And under settings is stuff about the page itself. So let me first show you very basically how you add content to a page. So let's click add. And you're going to get a pretty long list of stuff. I get a longer list because I'm an admin, but the stuff that you really care about is basic page. That is pretty much every node of content on our website. 98% of it are basic pages, which is kind of confusing because it makes you think that you're making a whole page and you're not. What you're making is a node of content on a page. The other ones to point out to you are carousel. I'll talk about this separately. A carousel is basically our slideshow. And the other really nice thing, here's a slider. You may think that you should use that instead of the carousel. Don't use the carousel. That's the most recent one. And the other really useful one in here is a redirector. A redirector actually allows you to redirect one page to another page. It's very simple. It's just a form. You fill it out and say, I want this page to redirect to, and you give it a URL, or you choose the page using the little tree that shows our entire college website. Isn't that amazing? Look at this, all this stuff in here. So I would select this. It shows me where this page is going to be redirected to, and I click save. I'm not going to do that right now just because I don't want to do that. So anytime you don't want to do something in Drupal, rather than click save, you can go back and click something else and it'll refresh the page. The other thing I'm going to show you right here is how to add a subpage. This is also super easy. Let's say I wanted to add a subpage to this other test page called Bob. And all I do is I click settings, and this is now settings for the page, and you can see that there are a lot of options here of things I can do to a page, including delete it. I can copy or move it somewhere else in that tree I just showed you, or I can add a subpage. That's the thing that we do the most often. From here, all you need to do is create a new page, which I'm going to call Child of Bob, and it has a URL that it automatically fills in. I like to edit this because I want this to be short and not have any little hyphens or anything in it. And I'll call this Bob Child. And click Create Subpage. It's as easy as that. So you can see now you have the original Bob page and then the subpage of the Bob page. And I have a spot here where I can add content to that page. All I do is add content, choose my favorite basic page, and I put in a title. I'm required to. I like to put it in square brackets, which means that it won't show up because the title isn't always that attractive. I just add some content in the center and scroll down and click Save. And so now I've got a little bit of content on this page called Child of Bob. This page shows that it's hidden. Child of Bob is not hidden. If I want to hide this, it means hiding it from the menu so that when you're not logged in, you don't see it. I can do this again by going to Settings for the page. If I scroll down and I look at the menu, you can see here it says Show in Menu. And I can choose here, Don't show this page in the menu, under Menu and Layout, and click Save. And so now when I'm not logged in, I wouldn't see either of these guys. And I can prove that actually very easily by taking that S out of HTTPS. So watch this. Take out the S, click Return. Oh, it says I do not have authorization to see this page because I'm not logged in. But if I go back to Bob here in the list, there's Bob. And I don't see Child of Bob or videos, either of which were under that page. So now I'm just going to change this back to HTTPS. And sure enough, here's my black bar. I'm logged in. I think that's enough for one little video. So the other important thing I'm going to show you is how to log out of this. Just click the little logout button in the upper right-hand corner. And now you're logged out.